So I'm sitting here putting my shoes on, and this guy just flew over to chill with me. How you doing, birdie? This dude knows I'm sitting here. He was over in the bush looking at me and decided he wanted to come over and chill on my canoe. Look, got his back turned to me. That's trust. For him to turn his back and go looking for some food, and it's like saying, I know you're not going to hurt me. I see how he snapped his head around. That's when I looked up at him, stared at him, and my eyes got big. I really wasn't gonna go live this morning. I was just kind of gonna get ready for work and go. But he decided, hey man, like, how could I see that happen this morning and not share it? I was just talking about how you guys missed it. Yesterday I went on right after he came by and visited me. Oh look, he got a fish. Well, sadly though, I gotta get up there and untie the bow, so it's probably gonna take off when I do that. Okay. He already took off. Went across there. But that's pretty cool. He's, like I said, I think that's the same one that's nesting around the corner. I think they've abandoned that nest because so many people go through there. The kayakers and canoers all pass through that little pass there. And I think he and his mate abandoned that nest for a safer spot. But he's still out here stalking the fish in this area. So I don't think they went far. Okay. But yeah, he's pretty much showing a complete lack of concern for my presence. And probably going, catching an occasional one of my fish friends over here. Yeah, Dorcas, you got it. But like I said, I was just gonna head in. There's nothing really exciting happening, so I was just gonna head in and maybe stream later this weekend, find something to show you guys. But that little heron showed up on the canoe checking me out and saying good morning. If he could talk, that's what he would have said. He would have just been like, morning, Scott. Mind if I snatch a fish or two off your canoe while you're getting ready? And I'd have said, not at all. You're home. Hell, you lived here before me. There's the abandoned nest. And you can see this is kind of like a main thoroughfare for canoes and kayaks. So people pass through there pretty frequently on small vessels where they're going slow and pretty much face level with the nest. And I think he's gone and made another nest over in this area, like just a little further away from the water. And the little right dead ahead right now, that shore, I've been saying all season, I keep hearing something back there that sounds like a little gator. And sure enough, I also see these fish snatching action in that corner right where I'm headed to. Sure enough, the other day I was coming here and just past it and heard something snapping in the brush and looked back, and there was about a 5-foot gator sliding out of the brush into the water. So this whole area here is pretty much gator land through there. Ah, man, starting to get in. We are officially in the storm season. We've just seen the first tropical storm coming off the coast of Africa and forming in the East Atlantic. I'm not ignoring you. I can't see the screen right now. I got sun in my eyes. If you're typing. Dorcas, Maxwell, Susan, Janice, welcome here. Pirates Cove. You know, it's funny, just about every town around Florida that I've been to has a spot they call Pirates Cove. It's funny, it always has it has the name of the location, and then it has like the local stigma because of who's been known to anchor there. There's a Pirates Cove in Biscayne Bay. There's a Pirates Cove in Hollywood, Dania Beach area. Pirates Cove up by Jacksonville. There's a Pirates Cove in Dang. Yeah, bunch of places. What's the other one? It's kind of like every city has a central and a main street. Like, it's almost like the Skid Row of the boating community. And often one of the coolest spots to hang out. It's generally the more out of the way place around town, where people just chill and do their thing. Some kind of bin over there on that island, floated up. Oh, right on, Max. Which Pirates Cove are you talking about? What coast are you on? I forget. That was weird. That helicopter's got some big canisters on the skids instead of, like, it looked like a rescue chopper, but instead of the baskets that they can put a person above the skid, it was these big white canisters. Like, I don't know if it's for pictures or if it's imaging and scanning type of equipment or if it's spraying type of equipment. Definitely not military, but nonetheless a really powerful helicopter. No, it wasn't fire. It wasn't for fire, and he was headed out toward the bay. That's either spraying or it's either monitoring or spraying. Like, it can be hard to tell if it's like scanning or if it's containing some chemical. But it was definitely not for rescuing people. And it definitely wasn't heading toward a fire. It was headed more toward the bay and ocean. And it was also looked like civilian owned, you know, or corporation, not government. It had no government markings of any kind. You know, fire department, police, they have markings on their choppers that indicate such. It was privately owned. Cool. I think it'd be fun as hell to fly a chopper. You know, I used to hate the idea of a chopper or helicopter, and was like, no, I'd fly a plane, but never a helicopter. And then one day, I started studying the mechanics of helicopter flight and how they can auto-rotate. I was like, oh, wait a minute. So if the engine dies, they're not necessarily just dropping out of the sky straight away, you know? And that kind of added a different element to the whole idea. Another little element of safety that's like, wait a minute, okay, then even in the case of engine failure, it's not necessarily always lost. Because you can't just parachute out of a helicopter, you know? If a plane fails and you're up, you know, good enough altitude, you can jump out and parachute if you have one, but like there's no parachuting out of a helicopter when it's falling out of the sky, you know? You might rappel out of one low altitude, or you might jump out at high altitude, and then I don't know, I guess you could if you were high enough altitude, but not if it's falling. Anyway, got into a helicopter flight simulator. And I don't mean the video game ones, I mean the actual flight simulator that they train military guys in. And scored pretty dang high. Ever since then, I've thought, man, it actually would be fun, but not something I've ever gone and done. Been in them, just never flown one. Alrighty. Well, folks. Alright. I'm gonna go because I need my hands free to climb. Carry my breakfast with me to shore and my trash. So this is the end of the line. So see y'all next time. Have a good one.